Hello and welcome to the Peak Millennials podcast. I'm your host, Collins.
And I'm Natalie.
Each week, we will be delving deep into different peak millennial topics, exploring what we remember and what we want to forget, and reading some juicy stories that'll give us all a sense of deja vu. This is the age before iPhones and the social media we know today. This is where good mix CD, silver eyeshadow, and MTV raised us. So crack open a Jones soda, kick off your black Converse, and let's teleport into the world of the peak millennials. Send all your inquiries to peakmillennialspod@gmail.com. If you send in a story, we could read it here on the podcast, and you could be entered into a chance to win an Amazon gift card.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? What are you doing?
I'm drinking electrolytes because I feel like I don't drink enough water or liquid.
Well, that's a vibe.
Yes. What about you? How are you? What are you doing? What are you drinking today?
I have multiple drinks. I have a tea, and I have a Topo Chico guy over here, just flipping it all around. If this is the first time you've listened to our show, we are the Peak Millennial podcast aunties of your life. I'm Auntie Collins. This is Natalie. I did not put my handle in my name. How is anyone gonna know who I am?
It's a day.
Honestly,
we were supposed to have like the weather today was supposed to be super terrible, and it was supposed to be so rainy and so windy, and it's like windy and blue sky. Like,
okay, but it did rain a little bit this morning.
It did.
I took the dogs out and it was rainy. And I mentioned this because we were supposed to hang out today.
Yes. We were supposed to hang out and
go to the haunted market and be cute and then record our show. But I was worrisome.
I was also worrisome. And I had a lot of pears that just came into my existence, and I needed to do something with them. So I didn't feel terrible, like I was wasteful. But we are going to go to the market in December. So
okay.
We'll message about it.
Yeah, we'll message each other. That's fine. I did my makeup for you. So if you are watching the video, I did my makeup in exactly how I would have wanted to do my makeup back in high school or back in the 2000s, because it's very spooky, very cool.
I love it.
And it's a lot less bronze, but definitely my winter foundation shade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel that. I accidentally, speaking of that, I accidentally bought my winter shade in summertime, not really thinking about it. And I was like, ooh, little ghosty. We'll just put this away for a while.
I mean, I did my makeup if you want, but
I did my makeup for you also.
Thank you. Well, thank you.
I was feeling more of a frosty moment, not because of y2k, but because I absolutely love shimmery shadow. I love a good shimmer. The ColourPop did 2 eyeshadow palettes for Sailor Moon, and I absolutely love Sailor Moon. And the first one I was like, ooh, why? And the second one has some really great like purples in it, and I was like, okay. So if ColourPop ever wants to, if they ever hear our podcast and
absolutely,
they want to bless us with any PR, we would gladly take it. you can email us at peakmillennialspod@gmail.com. But
Absolutely.
you gotta shoot your shot, friend. Shoot your shot.
So your week was pears and
Cheers. Homemade
rain,
pho.
pho. See,
Homemade
are you
pho.
like a fall person? Like you like to get
Yeah.
co's kind of preparation?
I
Okay.
like soup, casserole. I like cozy stuff. I like my house to smell like cinnamon apples
Oh, do you ever do
in the
those like
fall.
simmer pots?
Yes. Yes, I do love a good simmer pot. Um and I make sure that I'm stirring it the proper way to bring prosperity into my home. I'm not a witch, only a little.
That sounds a little witchy. Yeah, that sounds, but
I'm
I'm totally
definitely
interested in it.
yes, absolutely. No, I
Mhm.
love a good simmer pot. I love I love apple and cinnamon. It's my favorite. It's just my favorite. There was one time, and this was many years ago, that like my husband worked at Bath and Body Works for like during Christmas season.
Mhm.
Um and and he, you get your like store discount. And he was like, "Oh yeah, let's go get some like holiday scents." And I was like, "Let's get balsam fir." And he was like,
Yeah.
"You hate pine smell." And I was like, "No, no, no. I want our house to smell like a Christmas tree." Like I was super jazzed about it. And so we got like the wall plugins and the candle and like everything. And all said and done, I put it all in, got it all ready to go. And in the middle of the night, I was like, "I hate this smell," and like ripped everything out. And I was like, "Never again will we ever have balsam." So yeah, our house is in the summer, it's like lilac. I love a good
Mhm.
lilac. And then in the fall, it's like cinnamon apple. What about you? Are you folly? Are you more spring
Um,
summer?
I'm a spring summer. That's the thing is I do love the refresh smell, like anything that's like clean smelling.
Mm, mhm.
However, the things that I love about fall is layering,
Oh
is
yeah.
socks, like long
Mhm.
socks, tights, like things that are like you can't have during spring and summertime. It's the
Yep.
time to shed all of those things. And it just makes me sleepy. I love my hot teas. I love I love my electric fireplace. Like I just I
I love
like to
yeah.
pretend that I like fall and winter. I don't like the I don't like the darkness,
Oh, no, I don't
but
like the darkness. I like the cool. I like being able to keep my window open and getting like a
mhm.
cool breeze, but then knowing that I can like bundle up in like a sweatshirt and like cozy clothes and then be comfy. And I'm not
So
going to be like too hot, too
one thing I wanted
sweaty.
to show was that I am wearing a Hawthorne Heights slash Emory. Let's see, Emory
I
is
love
down
that.
here.
Okay.
They went on tour together, so all the tour dates are on the back. There's Hawthorne Heights on this
That
arm.
looks cozy.
Emory is on this arm. It's long sleeve. Like
I
there's
love
just
that.
something comfy cozy about a long
Mhm.
sleeve shirt. And
I love
it
that.
just kind of made me feel all spookerific. I wore sweatpants to the mall today. I'm not a sweatpants
I
wearer. Like,
mean, be
but
cozy.
the Red Devil came and visited me yesterday and said, "Weep,
Mhm.
guess what? Guess what? You are not
Yeah.
too old to experience the Red Devil right now." So she's visiting, and the thought of a pant with a button,
Thoughts and prayers, friends. Thoughts and
you know what?
prayers.
Thank you. Thank you. But this week, speaking of fashion, we are talking about Y2K fashion. all the trends. I mentioned I went to the mall. Okay.
Yeah. How
The
was it?
malls are alive and well over on this side of the water. I don't know about our hometown, so to speak, but the parking lots are full. Like everybody's there enjoying the mall.
Yeah.
The food court is busy. Stores are
Busy.
busy,
Yeah.
and it's only October.
Yeah. That's great. The mall that's closest to me is always busy. Always. Monday through Friday busy. Um we were down south yesterday, so we were like in Auburn area, and that's like by Outlet Mall, and
Mm.
that was busy, and I was like, holy Moses. I was like, it was just, yeah, it was a busy day. I haven't been physically in a mall since July. Yeah, July.
But here's the thing, I remember mall culture because we only
Mm-hmm.
really had one mall,
We
and
did.
you could take the bus and take you to the mall, and it went right to the mall doors right there. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how I knew that, my mom knew I was safe, is because I would get on the bus right there, go right to the mall. Little did she know, I'm smoking cigarettes in in the back dumpster area. But our mall, it was like a hub to just hang out. And people would
Mm-hmm.
go there just to hang out. You get an
Mm-hmm.
orange Julius, maybe a
Oh,
little
Orange Julius.
frappuccino. We could chill
I
in
loved
the
Orange Julius.
Barnes and Noble and just like dick around.
So cozy.
And now they don't
I
even have like
remember.
comfy seats anymore.
Mm-mm.
They don't want
I
you to hang
remember.
out.
I remember uh when that Barnes and Noble went into that mall. That was like
Hmm.
a big deal.
It was a big
Um,
deal.
I worked at a lot of shops in our home mall. I worked at Anchor Blue.
Hmm.
That was the first shop that I worked at. I worked at the maternity shop um,
Oh,
for a while. I don't think that that's there anymore. I worked at Claire's, Pearson Ears and stuff. Um, I
do you know
think
there's a
that was it.
Wikipedia page for the kids at mall?
I did not. I could tell you some crazy, like, old school drama about that mall, or about
I would
a
love to
store
hear.
in the mall, if you'd
Hmm.
like to hear a crazy story. Okay, so, and I'm like, it's like 20 years ago. Um, so when I got hired at Anchor Blue, the
Hmm.
store manager was a lovely lady. She was really funny, and really hilarious. Um, if anyone doesn't know, Anchor Blue was kind of like Aeropostale, kind of like, no, not like Aeropostale, more like PacSun, where they like sold kitschy shit too.
Yeah.
Like they
Hmm.
sold a CD, they sold perfume. They used to do a insane backpack display.
Yes, I remember
Uh
this.
Back to school, they had their own like before I it was really before Hot Topic started to do it, or they did it in kind of like
All
competition, but the t-shirts, they used to do a
the
huge t-shirt
t-shirts.
wall.
Hmm.
They had a huge t-shirt wall. They did like denim, tons of stuff. Anyways, so I was hired on by this lovely lady, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm married to the store manager at Journeys." And I was like, "Oh, how cute. Like you guys were married. He was the store manager at Journeys. She's the store manager at Anchor Blue, and like they set up their schedules that they were similar and whatever." Uh they I think it was right after, right, they had a baby, And
Mhm.
then she finds out, this is where like it gets crazy. She finds out that he has been knocking boots with his full-time manager.
No. On site?
On site. On
Oh
site.
my
On
god.
site. Yeah. It was probably one of the craziest stories I was ever like not a part of, but like, 7 degrees of 7, like Kevin Bacon. Found out he lost his job.
Yeah, rightfully
He
so.
got fired.
Mhm.
The full-time manager, she ended up getting like probationary, but then stayed working there for a while, and then like after a while she got to go too.
Oh
Um,
my god.
but yeah, that was crazy. And my store manager had left like when all of this went down. She put in her notice and like moved back to her hometown and was like, "We're getting a divorce, blah 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 blah." Like, I kind of feel bad that I mean, I guess it's been such a
Nobody
long
knows
time.
them.
No, I'm not using names. Um, but it was such a crazy story, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, what in the world?" And I was like, I just want to work my part-time job. I don't want to just can I just learn how to fold denim and like t-shirts and stuff? Um, but yeah, no, it was a crazy ride. And then the store had a new store manager. Um, and I was so like so ignorant to many things in my youth that like he would come into work and he would be like, "Oh, I have to go work in the office." And he would disappear for like hours. Come to find out, he had been like uh not on the job, but he would be like that all night long at a certain bar in Bremerton, and then he would come to work like kind of hungover, and he would need to sleep it off. And he like hard chain smoked, so he would only go on smoke breaks, and then he would come out and walk the floor for a couple of minutes, and then he would hide back in the office. Um, yeah, that was a crazy time too. Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah, that was a lot. Anyways, so anywho, I worked in the mall for a really long time. I worked at Claire's. I That was an interesting thing. Jewelry's not for me. Like that's just it's not my vibe.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah. Anyways, did you ever work at a mall?
I did. So I didn't work at our local mall that we grew up in because I worked at the Applebee's and I worked at the Target, which is on the opposite side of the street of Randall Way. Um,
Yes.
but when I went to college in New York, I worked at the Palisades Mall. The Palisades Mall was built on a landfill. So it was constantly
Oh.
flooding. It's a four-story, one of the largest malls in New York State. And constantly flooding. Constantly flooding.
Oh
There
my.
so it was a four-story mall
Mm-hmm.
with underground parking and like parking garages all around it. People would come from everywhere, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut, to this specific mall because there were specific
Mm-hmm.
stores. Um, it was so big that there were two Bath and Body Works in the mall. There were
Two.
six different Starbucks locations. There's a Barnes and Noble Starbucks. There was a Target Starbucks. It was a huge mall. It's a huge
That
mall.
sounds
It
wild.
it has a merry-go-round, like the ones with the horses, and a
Oh,
Ferris
like okay,
wheel
yeah, yeah, yeah.
inside of it. Yeah,
Oh.
huge food court. So it's a huge mall. So going from like our small town where like you could walk across the mall in like 35 minutes, 25 minutes if you're speed walking, to this is the biggest mall in my entire life, you know, at that time. So the Palisades Mall, my first retail job inside the mall was at Delia's. I worked at Delia's and I hated working at Delia's because I wanted the discount. And granted,
Yeah.
I would buy the clothes and we had an 80% discount. So it was basically like what they were worth, to be honest. A $40 shirt
Yeah.
t-shirt is actually worth $10. Like it's actually worth
Yes.
$5.
Yes.
But they really wanted us to only wear the current thing. And we would get like a sheet where we could like pre-order. So when it would come in the boxes and boxes that we would do inventory, and it would have your name on it.
That sounds fancy though.
It was very like, this seems a little bit too much. Like it's a little bit too much, but it would have like your name on the inside. It would be fun. But I worked there until I'd like worked there for like a season. It must have been seasonal. And then I worked over at American Eagle. But I worked at American Eagle part-time for like 4 years. It was
I remember you working at American Eagle.
It was a long time. And I liked American Eagle because also we got that 80% discount, but you didn't have to wear all American Eagle. But if you wore jeans, you had to wear American Eagle jeans. That was the only thing that you had to do. My crazy story about working at American Eagle is that there was a manager that I was like, he's always here, right? He was always at the mall. Yeah. Found out he lived in the back where you get inventory. So like it's like back. So it's basically like kind of outside, but it's like where the big trucks come to unload. He had a roll-up cot. And he got caught by security.
Oh my god.
And that was like such a huge thing. And they like put out a memo and like we had to like sign something that says like, you know, we can't live in the mall.
Can't live in the mall. This is Elf.
But like I felt so bad because it's like that must have really sucked, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine like being in that position. I'll be really honest. I lived on my own like from the time that I was 19 years old up into when I was 22, 23. I'm like, I don't know how I did it and didn't become homeless. No, I'm being totally serious. But like, I must have like blacked out all of that because the idea of, I don't know if I worked at least 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And so like
I
was never really like in my like silly apartments. But even now I'm like, I don't even know how I don't know. I don't know how I didn't, because I couldn't even imagine like being in that position of having to live like on a roll-up cot in the back, and that thing is breezy and cold. No, thank you. Absolutely not.
So but
anywho,
I loved every different store had its own like, oh, these kinds of jeans are from here, this kind of top is from here. So like what I mean is like a white tank top with embellishments on it. That's very like American Eagle airy brand. A polo, but like short sleeve polo was like Hollister.
Abercrombie. So we didn't have Abercrombie, and I'll be really honest, I had no idea what Abercrombie was or like what the hype was about it, because we just,
the bags.
It wasn't the bags. I had no clue. I was like, what is all this? Like, this is cool. And then our little mall got a Hollister in
One of the
like,
stinkiest stores.
oh God. I it's not I didn't have a problem with the smell, but I had a problem with the darkness.
Hmm.
Why is it so dark in there? Why does it need to be so dark in there? And I was angry because when you went to work there, you had to like you had to do like a whole model stitch, like a whole model thing to like you had to be a certain you had to look a certain way, you had to dress a
Mhm.
certain way, you had to like do all this stuff. And like I get that they're trying to like fill a role, but like I think that that was so annoying. And it was
Honestly, like
hurtful if you didn't fit that stereotype.
that, I mean, that's kind of what there are specific styles for these different teenage stores, right? You got the Hot
Mhm.
Topics, you got the, you know, Hollister's, you got the Abercrombie. We didn't have Abercrombie. Aerie, we had Aeropostale,
Yeah.
American Eagle, and they all had the different kind of standards of like, this is what we want our models to look
Mhm.
like, this is what we want our people to look like. Abercrombie and Hollister took it to the nth degree of like, we only want hot people wearing our clothes.
Mhm.
So if you aren't hot or you aren't this specific size, we don't want you.
And
And
then
we've heard those stories of like the racism that has gone in at Abercrombie and Hollister, where they wouldn't allow their Black employees, their Asian employees, like anyone who was not blonde and blue eyed and tan, to work in the front of the store.
mhm.
And every store had a greeter,
Yeah.
you know?
It was the same. I mean, I feel like Victoria and I don't have
Oh,
like
Victoria's
a
Secret.
Victoria's Secret
Oh,
was the same, whereas they had a very distinctive for a very long time. And I don't
mm-hmm,
want to speak to them now because I don't have like the facts to back it up, but I know from personal stories, like, that they had very distinctive people that could be their front of house people, and then they had
mm-hmm,
their back of house people, the people that did all of their stock work, that did all their, like, all their back of house things, all their
yeah,
stocking, all of their, like, night shifts when they would do, like, floor sets, like, and I that was always that's a hot button for me. And
mm-hmm,
unfortunately, when we kind of saw a lot of different things style wise,
mm-hmm,
but the biggest, most popular in the time that we were, I mean, like in the time that we were in like high school, where like at that time it felt like everything mattered, everything was like the style of the time was that hyper preppy vibe. So it really
mm-hmm,
was Abercrombie, and it was a lot of Aeropostale and a lot of American Eagle, because those were the three main that we had available to us at the time. And even if you look at like the numbers, like Aeropostale was a, like, I mean, they're a pretty staple brand. Everybody knows Aeropostale, Aerie. I mean, Aerie is
yeah,
American Eagle. But Aeropostale had, I don't know where I was going with Aerie for a second there. So like let's just ignore that statement.
yeah,
But Aeropostale was such a big brand because they were affordable. They were an affordable brand. They
right,
typically had sales all the time, and they covered a lot of bases. They had sweatshirts, they had t-shirts, they had tank tops, they had jeans. Jeans were like their biggest thing. I remember they had like sandals and like flip-flops for a while. But they covered a lot of bases. So a lot of people, that was like the shop. You had
right.
American Eagle and you had Aeropostale. Those were like the two main like name brands, I guess. Um and I was looking at numbers too. Um, Aeropostale reached like, so they in 2006, which is the year that we graduated, they reached $1.6 billion in sales. and then they
Wow.
peaked at 3 billion in 2010. Which is crazy because I feel like at like 2010 is kind of where things started to kind of like shift fashion wise, I think.
Right.
So I thought that was a really interesting thing. But denim itself was a big rise.
So I know that low-rise jeans are coming back in
Please don't.
style, but they are not
Please don't.
our low-rise jeans. I am not going to be caught dead wearing low-rise jeans because my butt crack will just like, but that's what we wanted. So I did save some pictures. So if you are watching the video,
Oh,
here
yes.
are my celebrity peak millennial fashion icons. First, we have Britney Spears. Now, we mentioned denim. Denim on denim on denim was so hot during this time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. And what the hell were we thinking with these dumbass hats? Not sure. But Britney Spears, she had, I, to me, this like hair tan like combination where it's like the more golden honey kind of color.
Yeah.
That was like her best look. You get what I mean? So
Yeah.
I always look to like what Britney Spears was wearing. Could I afford any of this? Absolutely not.
Never.
But I wanted to be Britney Spears so bad. Another icon in my alt world, Avril Lavigne. She always had like the cutesy small long t-shirt. I loved a long tank top t-shirt combo. Loved
Yes, I
when
did. I
she
love that
put
too.
the pink and the green in the hair. Loved any sort of like streaks. I loved the black with the blonde, which we talked about
Yes.
before. I just loved everything that she would have. She would always wear her little skinny pants with her Converse. And honestly, if you didn't have a pair of Converse, who who were you?
See, and I will kind of I can't even think of the word that I
Did
was
you
trying to
have
think.
Converse?
I had Vans.
Oh, the Vans versus Converse
I
war.
Okay, so quick little story. I have many pairs of Converse at this moment in time. But I for a very 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 long time were a Vans only person. I also had a brief stint where I was longboarding because I wanted to be cool. I thought it would make me cool. So
Yeah.
I was learning how to longboard, and I always wore my Vans while I
Oh
longboarded,
no.
and I wore Converse one time while I longboarded, and I unfortunately tore my ACL that day.
Oh my god.
Let just throw that down really fast. So I love Converse. I love them too, but I have a more strong love for Vans because I feel like Vans protected me, whereas Converse did me dirty and I hurt myself. Um,
Let me tell you,
but
a
yeah.
couple of years ago, so I worked in the service industry as well, like while I was doing retail and stuff. Vans were the one approved shoe because there was a
Yes, the one approved shoe.
waterproof
Yes.
and it was slip resistant. And that's what I wore when I
Mhm.
bartended until I graduated to the Doc Martin. But
Yeah.
it was like the only like slip resistant shoe that was available and not some of these slip resistant shoes,
Agreed.
$300.
Agreed.
Why?
The ugly shoe. My
Ugly ass
slipper mine
shoes.
When I worked at Red Robin, the shoes that I had were actually the Converse ones. Well, they were
Mm.
Converse. I don't know why I did bunny ears, but they were Converse, but they were slip resistant
Mhm.
and they were all black and they were leather, like leather shoe. And I was like, these are the least hideous ones of all.
Mhm.
And to this day, like a full black shoe, no,
Yeah.
never.
Haunts
Never will
me.
do it. I there's things that I miss about the ridiculous rules of dress codes at off like at work, at places of business,
Mhm.
that nowadays you go to those same businesses and you're like, okay, so you gave me so much flack about having like a tattoo or a lip
Mhm.
piercing, but like that's not a truly, it's not a big
It's not a
deal.
big deal anymore.
It's
Mhm.
not a big deal anymore. But I digress. Um
I mean,
so
speaking of
yeah.
piercings,
Oh, piercings were, yes.
Christina
The belly
Aguilera
button.
being the belly button none of these pictures she's showing her belly button pierced. But that was like such a fashion choice, was the lip
Mhm.
piercing, the belly button piercing, the nose piercing, like everything about Christina Aguilera having all those facial piercings. I remember my mom was like, you will never get pierced. Well,
Immediately. Immediately went had
immediately,
it done.
age 16, I
I
pierced my
that's
nose
like
before I could drive. It's
I
been
the
pierced ever
moment that I
since.
could pierce my lip, I did.
Mhm.
And I mean like at work they were like, "You can't have it." And I was like, "Well, I'm actually going to have it." And that's uh, someone they're still going to order a burger from me from Red
Mhm.
Robin regardless if I have a lip piercing or not. So they're here for food. They're not here to judge me on my facial piercings. But it is funny now cuz you can kind of point out like the elder emo crowds from their like piercing scars. So like I have
Mm.
like I took my gauges out like earlier this year. I was just kind of like whatever about them, but my like ears are still stretched. I have like my piercing
Your lip
scars.
scars. Mhm.
Um, but that was a big thing too, and it was like, ooh, so and so got their belly button pierced, and you could see, like the baby doll tees were super duper popular,
Mm.
and you could see like the belly button piercing like through their shirt and their low rise pant. Talk to me about whale tailing.
Oh, like Miss Christina Milian? Let me tell you, this was also heightened by the alt crowd because there was
Yes.
it was so hot to wear those cargo pants and then
Mm.
have the thong strings go all the way up, like on your upper hip. And it's like that looked so cool. Do you remember the
I'll
days of the week being on
yeah.
all those thongs? I loved it. I absolutely would go back to just the thongs, not the way apps actually. That's how so coming from a very Christian family, fundamentalist Christian, I could only wear underwear from it was a pack of 5 of jockey. So like the underwear that goes up to your belly button. And I'm wearing low rise jeans. So I would have to roll my underwear down to fit it in my jeans. Well, then when I got a job, I said, fuck this. I'm just going to either go commando
Mhm.
or just put thongs in my locker at school. And I would literally change my bottoms and then go throughout my day. However, that didn't last very long because
No.
I had my favorite pair of low rise jeans that were they were like forest green
Mhm.
jeans. and they like had the wears on them that looked kind of like bleached out or whatever. And I
Mhm.
was wearing like some sort of lacy sort of thong, but like the whale tail, there was a specific like butterfly or something right at the crack because it's supposed to be
Mhm.
shown. Like when you
Yeah,
bend over,
yeah,
it's supposed to.
yeah. Yeah.
And I bent over, and someone in my family saw it, and they slapped it right against me, which is like actually sexually assault.
Rude.
Like,
Oh,
don't do that to people.
no.
But that was like,
No, no, no,
oh,
no.
and they were like, what is that? And I'm like, I don't know.
I don't
Borrowed
know.
it from a friend. That's not mine. I didn't. I. It's not
What
mine.
is this? How did this get
I don't know
here?
how
I
did
don't
this get
know.
here. It must have broke off.
Oh, that's so funny.
But I got in so
Okay,
much trouble
so
for wearing a thong.
my dad was really strict about like silly things, but my mom was not. So like we there was never, I mean, there was never really like, you want underwear from Target? Cool. You want
Mm-hmm.
underwear from Victoria's Secret? Cool. You want underwear? Like the biggest thing that my mom did is that like she always bought stuff like on sale. Like no,
Mm-hmm.
I mean I buy stuff on sale. So it was like if it was a sale, we were getting undies from Victoria's Secret.
Oh, it was.
If it was
Wasn't
a
it like
sale, we were getting it from Macy's. Yeah,
five
like
for
we were
25 or something?
yeah. But I mean, like, remember, there's 3 girls in my family. So like trying to clothe and under like
Mm-hmm.
3 girls, no thanks. So I
Crazy.
mean, like, we didn't grow up in that kind of way. So, but I have never and probably will never be a whale tail kind of gal. It's just I I find it to be distinctly uncomfortable and not a fun time. It's like a sensory overload in a bad way. Like it's just not for me. And I always had a really hard time like finding jeans to
Mm-hmm.
fit. Um because I was literally like right on the cusp of like, my cat has been everywhere today, so I'm like cat hair galore. um, but I think during that time I was like a solid like between a 12 and a 14, and like you couldn't really find anything, especially being like a curvy girl in a
Oh.
12 to a 14, because
Mm-hmm.
most things cut at it like a 10, and
Right.
even if there was a 12, it was a 10. um and so finding like anything that was like cute and fashionable was a hard ass time. It
Because
was
there really
not
weren't
fun.
plus size
Mm-mm.
dedicated stores really. And I know
No.
that we've talked about it before, but like unfortunately, like I didn't grow any sort of curvature until I went to college. So I was just barrel chested and chicken legged.
And I
So
was opposite.
but I remember when I went from a size 10 to a size 12 and my mom was like, "That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. We have to
Going to
shop at Mrs. Store."
Catherine's.
Yeah, we're going to Catherine's. We got to go to the
Going to Lane
maternity
Bryant.
section. Old Navy it. Like,
Yeah.
and it was just so mortifying
Mhm.
because it's like I can no longer wear the clothes that my friends can wear
Yeah. Or you
because
had to like force yourself into, all I wanted was one, there were 2 things that I wanted in my life. I wanted jeans from American Eagle, and I wanted like that cute Aeropostale sweatshirt, because
Mhm.
Aeropostale used to, and I don't know if they still do cuz like I'm 37, so I don't go to Aeropostale,
Right.
but they had this really cute sweatshirt, and it
Mhm.
was like, I think it was like buttoned at the throat, but like it was like open, but it was like a hoodie where it had like that like weird wide neck.
Oh, the
But it said
white.
like Aeropostale in like the
Mhm.
rough edges in
Mhm.
white. And I wanted that sweat. I was like, this is the things that I want, like so bad. And they went up to like an extra large, and even like pulling on the extra large, I've always had like bigger. I've always just been bigger. So like my arms have always been a fight, like to get
Mhm.
them into something, and my legs. So it's just like just clothing my body has been a challenge.
Mhm.
So anyways, but I remember that I wanted it so bad, and so I would like force myself into these
Yeah.
clothes because I just so badly wanted to like fit in or to have
Same.
like what the people around me had, and that was kind of the unfortunate thing I would say about I would say that that was kind of an unfortunate thing about fashion Y2K, like specifically, or that like preppy overkill that we were kind of thrown into, is that
Right.
it was only made for a very specific group of people.
Right.
But it became something that was like, you see it on TV, you see it on Laguna Beach, you see it on the hills, you see it on like in ways, you see it on Jersey Shore, you see it on different shows that you're watching, that like this is what people are wearing and this is what's fashionable. It was on, I mean, most fast fashion places, like these shops that were available to us at the mall, were taking all of their inspiration from what high-end brands were doing.
Mhm.
Gucci, Fendi, Chanel, like they were just trying to keep up, but in the scheme of things, like it wasn't made for everybody, and to this day it still isn't.
I mean, the style specifically was geared towards one body shape.
One body shape, yeah.
And if you didn't have that body shape, you were trying to fit into that body shape. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, both of us didn't exist in that body shape
Nope.
because that's like 10% of the population. And it really promoted a lot of people to have those eating disorders and to have body dysmorphia and have such an existential crisis, especially at a time that our frontal cortex is not fully developed. So we're going through these crash diets. And I mean, that diet culture in the 2000s of the slim fast and the Weight Watchers and the curves and the,
Oh, the
all of
curves. I can get
it.
like hard rage.
Yeah. And the P90X and all of these things of like, you had to have this specific type of body. But what they weren't telling you is that there aren't that many people who look like this. And if anything, all of the ads are heavily
Mm-hmm.
photoshopped. So
Yeah,
not only is this look not even attainable for us, it's not even attainable to the models that they're hiring.
yeah.
So we're looking at all these celebrities and we're looking at all these ads, and I love a magazine. I love a fashion magazine, and
Oh,
I
I
love flipping
do,
through
yeah.
pages and pages and pages because I would just get inspired all the time to try different new
Mhm.
things. Because I changed my hair all the time, I changed my clothes all the
Yeah,
time, I changed everything always because that's just kind of
yeah.
how I expressed myself. But unfortunately, at the time that we were in high school, especially like the most impressionable times of our life, the body type that was seemed to be the most fashionable was something that was not obtainable ever.
No, and I think that you had to make a choice. Like you were
Mhm.
either just going to say, essentially just say like, fuck it, and I'm going to
Mhm.
wear whatever I want to, and like who cares what other people say about me, which there was plenty of people in my life and that that we knew that were like that.
Mhm.
But then there was like a lot of other people that weren't that way.
Right.
Um, and that's just kind of I there's a lot of things that I look at coming from fashion of those times, and I'm like,
Mhm.
even now, I would go back and do it again.
But here's the thing, it's
I loved
now
it.
knowing who we are now, knowing the kinds of things that
Mhm.
we like now. I would have never thought that I would be a baggy shirt, baggy pants kind of person, or a baggy shirt, little shorts kind of person.
Mhm.
I would have never I always was like skin tight everything, and that also goes for my gender
Oh,
dysphoria for myself. It's like,
yeah.
because I have curves, this is the only way to have worth, is to wear I would wear those boob tops all the time. Everything was a boob top, of the empire waist things, where it was like an empire waist shirt or a peplum top or something that
Well, that's because it was the what was flattering, Nathan.
flattering to our body shape.
Flattering.
And I was always wearing skirts and dresses and like things that
Mhm.
would show my curves, because I thought that that's how I had value.
Mhm.
And I did have a 1960s like retro, portion of my life, where I was always doing those victory rolls, and always wearing the kind of form-fitting dresses, or the pencil skirts with the sweaters, and pushing myself into, okay, well, these models in the 1960s had my body shape, and it's counterculture to the skinny jeans and the skinny shirts and the baby doll tops and all the skin
Mhm.
showing. But the fun part about fashion was always lost on me, because it was beyond expressing myself. It was, I need to wear this to feel value.
Mhm.
And that's where, for myself, I got lost. I got lost in feeling like the value of myself was in a new outfit, or was in the
Mhm.
current outfit, or in the, oh, I saw that at Target, or I saw that, at this store.
Yeah.
And I became like a Banana Republic person, because it was like,
Mhm.
oh, I love quality. So, I'll wear these things, and none of them were making me feel happy. I never
Yeah.
liked wearing all of my clothes. And the things that I felt the most comfortable in were hoodies.
Hoodies. Yeah. I think
Oh.
I think for me it was more I wasn't ever able to express myself the way that I wanted to
Mhm.
because
There wasn't anything.
there wasn't anything that like really scratched that itch, I guess.
Mhm.
I remember that I bought, and it was before, was it Mervin's or was it JC Penney? I always loved, there was a specific person that we went to high school with, and it was a girl, and she had really great, I mean, like, I always thought that she had really great, like, outfits and, like,
Yeah.
fashion. Um, I loved a leg warmer moment,
Mhm.
leg warmers, ballet flats. I wanted to be like this, like, really cute boho chic girl
Oh, you
that had,
liked the
like,
boho. Mhm.
I did. I loved a good boho moment. I wanted to be like I wanted to encapsulate the look of I just got done with dance practice. Um, so like a good like slipper, Ugg boot,
Mhm.
like I wore leg warmers probably more than I should have, and that was a little embarrassing, but like whatever. But I remember that I got these jeans. I think the senior year of high school, I got these
Mhm.
jeans, and my mom was like, I just don't really know if we should get these or not. They were flare, and I don't really like flare jeans
Mhm.
because my legs are short, so like they always dragged on the ground and like got wet, and that was always just like, "Ugh, that's not a good vibe. Um, but they were patchwork. Like,
Oh.
they had patches underneath the distress, and I was like, "Oh, these are so cute," until my thighs met them, and they split from the inset patches, and
No.
so me being like, "Oh my gosh, my jeans," like, I'm, like, trying to, like, sew and, like, fix them, and I was like, "But
Mhm.
I love these because they were like, oh, these are so cute, they're gonna be so great." Um I still wore the hell out of them. I wore them probably to absolute death. Um, but were you let's see. Let's run through some popular brands and
Okay.
you tell me yay or nay.
Okay. And if you're
Okay.
listening to the pod, also join in, please. We want to
Yes.
know.
Yes, yay or nay. Uh
Okay.
we can throw up a poll, a this or that, or
Ooh.
yeah, we do a this or that later
And
on
y'all
the
did
on
such a
the
great job on the this or that this
yes,
week
I
because
loved it.
it was so fun. It was so fun.
We had fun with that. Okay. Juicy Couture. Yay or nay?
Yay. I
Yay.
I had a Juicy Couture tracksuit
I
with
had a
juicy across
purse.
the butt.
I loved it. I
What color
loved
was
it.
yours?
I didn't have a tracksuit.
Oh,
I had a purse. It was brown. Brown with like the
brown.
goldish. Yeah.
Mm.
I may or may not have stole it from my sister. So sorry.
my
Sorry.
my Juicy Couture tracksuit was the maroon color, and
Oh, classic.
it had the pink, and I think it was pink and silver across the butt.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
See, my one of our favorite shops, even to this day, is TJ Maxx. So like we would shop at TJ Maxx all the time,
Mm.
and that was the place like in our
That was the
hometown
place to
where
get
you
the
could
Juicy
find
Couture.
Juicy
Mm-hmm.
Couture. And they never had it in my size, but they always had accessories. So like I could get like purses and stuff. This
Yeah.
one I didn't really know about until like I started watching Jersey Shore, but Von Dutch, yay or nay?
Oh, every douche guy. Boo. Boo. No. Nay.
All right.
What about
Ed
you?
Hardy. No,
Oh,
I don't know. No Von Dutch for me.
Ed
Uh,
Hardy is also even worse because it was like it's this specific Ed Hardy design. Hell no. Blech. It's cringe. It's the cringe guy. It's the cringe guy. And like, how come all of Ed Hardy jeans had the swirly things and the rhinestones on the
I
fucking
can't. No.
jeans? The
Okay.
crosses.
I had a very brief stint where I fell into the like retro pinup crowd, and
Mm-hmm.
Ed Hardy was very big
Yeah.
in that crowd. But again, like we had mentioned before, their size ranges were garbage. Absolute garbage.
Absolutely. They didn't think
So
that they
no.
don't think that fat people exist. No, no,
No.
no.
No. Well, and that's a double-edged sword because I'm gonna be really honest. For women's clothing, absolutely not. Men's clothing is a complete different story because you could
True.
find wide ranges of sizes for men, but women, it was a mess. Anyway, so let's see. Baby fat.
Isn't that what's her name's brand?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Uh
Kamora Lee Simmons.
Kamora Lee Simmons. Baby
Um,
fat.
I had a baby blue sweatshirt that had fleece lined,
Oh,
but
I did not.
yeah, I definitely wore it.
I had a really hard time with like yellow gold for a very
Oh,
long time. And that was a very popular
mm-hmm,
combination when it came to like the hip hop brands like Baby Fat and things like
mm-hmm.
that. Let's see. We kind of talked about this a little bit. Abercrombie and Fitch.
At the time or now?
At the time.
At the time, no, because I was also too poor. But now, let I was doing my laundry over here.
Yeah.
I purchased a bunch of shorts this summer because
Yeah.
someone on TikTok told me that they have an entire curve line now.
Well, they're curve stuff. Yeah.
And all of my shorts now are from Abercrombie. because they give that
I
extra junk in the trunk
Mhm.
spot, so I don't feel like they're cutting my leg off.
I would like to try them, but I have a really hard time with their sizing because it makes no
Mm.
sense. But we could talk about that later. I am a yay, not for a very small thing. I liked walking past Abercrombie and just getting like the cologne whiff.
Oh, well, was a moose, right? It was a moose.
Moose, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Hollister was a seagull.
A seagull.
Yeah, it was like a seagull, but the
Mm-hmm.
Abercrombie was a moose.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching a thing on Facebook the other day, a creator that like satires like y2k things.
Oh.
I think it's Lacey, I think is her name, the
Mm-hmm.
blonde.
Yeah.
But she was talking about like how people used to like cover their books, like their school books, with the Abercrombie.
Oh my God, we got them confiscated.
Yeah.
Senior year, they got them all confiscated.
Um, I did not because we didn't shop there. Um, but I always thought that was kind of fun. And let's just be real. Looking sometimes at like a well-oiled body, male or female, is always nice.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Let's see. Tommy Hilfiger.
This so the Tommy Hilfiger brand went into the Rosses, the TJ
Yes.
Maxxes, and I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it because it was like preppy, but like in in such a basic way.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I had this hoodie that I took with me to college that was Tommy, and it just
Oh,
said
Tommy.
Tommy, and it had the I don't know the colors. It was the blue and the
Yeah.
red and whatever,
Yeah.
and it was like right there, just on the thing, and I sharpied it out.
Damn. The hate that you
the hate I
have.
had for it because I did
Damn.
not want anyone to know.
I'm indifferent. I am very
Okay.
indifferent. Um, I'll be really honest. The only time that I ever paid attention, there's 2 times in my life where I've paid attention to Tommy Hilfiger.
Mm-hmm.
One is when it was announced that he designed all of the wardrobing for Downton Abbey.
Oh.
Which I thought was really beautiful because if you've ever watched Downton Abbey, like a lot of the gowns and things that they wear, like to their dinner time, but it's just very gorgeous. And 2, when Stray Kids, the K-pop group, went
Mm-hmm.
to the Met Gala, not this year but last year, they were outfitted by Tommy Hilfiger.
Oh my
And he
God.
put them in like very, very traditional, like preppy outfits, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of like out of norm for them and their like style preferences. But like
Yeah.
it was nice. And so it was, it was a nice thing. But I most of the time forget that Tommy Hilfiger exists as like a
A
brand.
brand. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I just forget. Fubu. Meh?
No, nay. I'm pretty sure
Nay.
all the people who wore FUBU were like the people trying to be
Yeah.
gangster.
I got you. I got you. I'm trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
Trying.
Wiggity whack.
Wi- that makes me think of the Timothy Chalamet, like
Feet, feet, feet.
That's what that makes me think of. Supreme.
Never was into it and
Hmm.
never thought it was cool. No?
I mean, I don't I mean, maybe I was just like not around the right place. Okay, so I don't really know if I ever pronounced this the right way. But like Stussy, Stussy,
I've
Stussy.
never heard of it. What is that?
What? Okay, so it's primarily sold at like Zoomies and like PacSun.
Okay.
It was more of like an alt like skater brand when I had a zip up that I bought from
Mhm.
Zoomies, and it had like it was all black, but it said like Stussy up the side, and it was one of those things where I was like extra large is the largest size that they carry in girls or like women's clothes. So I was like, I have to get this, and it's like which I always laugh at because at that time I was like the smallest my body ever was, but it was still like too tight. Are you looking it up right now?
Yeah. That's weird.
I think it might be different now. Like it might be
Yeah.
like it's probably more like streetwear. But at the
Yeah, it
time,
it is. Sorry, I'm on their website right now.
no, you're good, you're good.
Yeah.
Um, okay,
That's
so
not me.
yeah, that was me. That was me for a long time. Um, so this one's a this or that.
Okay.
North Face or Columbia?
I had a North Face jacket and it was only because it was sold at Costco.
I wanted one so bad.
So I loved
Wanted one
mine.
so bad.
And then I put a nail polish in the pocket and the cat started
No.
undoing and then it just dried in there.
No.
So I had to get rid of it. I was
Did
really
I ever
sad about
tell
it.
you the story about how I really wanted a Columbia?
No.
My cat's snoring right now, by the way. I was like, what was that sound?
Mhm.
Anyways, no, okay. So during the time where Columbia was like the cool,
The
like
thing.
everyone
Yeah.
wore their flare jeans with their sneakers, usually they're like skate shoes or like Adidas,
Mhm.
and then they had like their like zip up fleece jacket. And I was like, I want one so bad. I was like, Mom, please. Like this is the one thing that I want. I was like, I don't care. We could buy my shoes at Payless.
Mhm.
I don't care. We can buy jeans wherever. I don't care. But this is the one
Yeah.
thing that I want. I even like pulled it up on our like family computer. I was like, this is the one that I want. It's super, which is a big deal because like family
Yeah.
computer was like hard lockdown. I could wear whatever type of undies I wanted to, but don't you dare try and get on the fucking
Wow.
internet, friend.
Wow.
Um,
Shots fired.
Anywho, so I'm like on there. I'm like, ooh, Columbia. Pointed it out. I was like, this is the exact one that I wanted. And I was like, Mom, please. She was like, well, we'll see if, Christmas time comes around. Christmas time comes around. And like, if my mom were to ever listen to this, I love you, Mom, but like, you really fucked up on this one. And it's kind of a play because we talked briefly about this brand a couple of episodes back.
Mhm.
I wanted this stupid ass Columbia so bad. And my mom got me a mud denim jacket.
No.
And it was mud
No.
with faux fur.
Oh my god.
But it wasn't just like normal colored denim, like blue. It was like acid green tone. It was wild. And the
Oh my
faux fur,
god.
like it was just a collar and it was on the neck and the sleeves. And I was like, Mom, I was like, what? what is
That is, who thinks that
this?
that's,
And you have to put on that fake face at Christmas.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
So anyways, I didn't in fact get that, and I was very sad. Um and I think at one point I did end up buying myself a Columbia, and it's actually just completely like the irony in this. I bought myself a Columbia later on in life, and I fucking hated it. I don't know if you have this or not, but like
Mm,
I don't like when my uh I don't like when it's too tight on my wrists.
your
It makes me
wrist.
feel
Okay.
like I'm being suffocated.
Okay. So I'm going to
I
tell you
don't
something.
like it.
I love I love zipping a
Jesus.
jacket up to where my neck
No.
sits. I love to be choked a little, right?
Ugh. I
But here's the thing.
not by my clothing,
I stretch out all of
by a
my
person.
neck my necklines. But if it's a jacket with a
Oh
collar,
no. Mm-mm.
I love to, there's just something I love. It's the Dracula in me, you know? I just love all the way up. Give it to me. I want it.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but that's what
wanted
I did with my North Face all the time. Is that
yeah, I wanted to do that. I wanted to have it like zipped all the way up. I wanted
mhm,
that. And I was like, this is the way. It didn't happen. Um Also, two things that I didn't really know existed until a little bit later on in life. And I blame solely on the fact that our mall was just kind of like Podunk Mall. Um,
mhm.
True Religion jeans and Lucky
Oh,
jeans.
I wasn't rich enough to have any, except I did steal someone's Lucky
Same though.
jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because they were in a size like 14 or something, and I said, "You don't
Mm-hmm.
need these," and I stole them. They were so low rise. They were so low rise. It was like the zipper was on my Kuchihanya.
Uh-huh.
And I never wore them. They sat in my fucking closet, folded. I never wore them. And I stole them.
I mean, own it.
Yeah.
I always had I have a really long torso and I have short legs.
Mhm.
The idea of having to wear low-rise denim now gives
Ma-
me
makes me
stress.
want to vomit.
It makes me not ever want to wear jeans. I'll wear yoga pants or sweats, overalls, any of those things. Like I literally will not wear jeans if they're low rise. Um, but the
And not
idea
even
of the
like
jeans
this,
that were
not even mid-rise I'll fuck with. I'm so sorry.
no. Mid-rise doesn't work either when you have a long torso
Mhm.
because it looks like low rise. So there's that.
I'm not
Um,
into it.
but I mean, well, let's see. I think that was the end of my this or that. Um, and yeah, I had, oh, here's a couple. What about, I mean, I think I know the answer to it, but chunky scarves or chunky hats, like knitted hat. Oh, Jesus. Like a
I loved a
knitted hat.
chunky chunky scarf. I love that the millennial, the peak millennial, is wearing a random skinny scarf.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh, I love
we were always
that.
wearing like
And a
skinny
necklace.
scarves or some sort of scarf. I'm a scarf
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
person. I
mm-hmm,
love a
mm-hmm.
scarf. Um, although
The
I do like a knitted hat, but
what were those? Where it was like
the infinity
the
scarf.
no, I hated that. Can't do
I
it.
loved an
I don't fuck
infinity
with that.
scarf. Give it to
The
me.
like the big giant like bandana scarf
Oh, what
where it
were
was
those
like
called?
pointy at the ends. I don't remember, but it was like big, billowy. and it was just like this big giant scar. I had a lot of those. I wore a lot of those. Um, did you ever go to a Charming Charlie's?
Yes. And all of that jewelry turned green, and I did not
Yes.
care. I let my
Yes.
fingers be green. I let my neck be green. I let my
Mhm.
ears be green. I loved it.
If anyone hasn't been, I don't even think that brand exists any longer. Charming Charlie's was sort of like Claire's or icing, but
Mhm.
their entire store was like color coordinated. It was like walking through a legitimate rainbow where you could get earrings and necklaces and fake glasses and sunglasses and hairbands and anything that you could ever imagine
Mhm.
in hot pink, lime green, purple, turquoise, any of those things. Um, were you a Ugg boot or a knee-high boot?
I was an Ugg boot person. I wore my Ugg boots in the rain, in the snow,
To death.
sunshine, to to the fact that my mom took them to the cobbler to get, because I tend to like wear after I tore my Achilles tendon, the way that I wear my shoes on my left side is
Yeah.
slanted. So
Mhm.
she had a cobbler add more foam.
That's amazing.
But
I
and I would not wear socks with them, which is
Oh, no. Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah. No.
Disgusting.
No. No, no,
And then
no,
I
no,
would
no,
take them
no.
off being like, "Oh my god, what is that smell? The smell is me." Insane. Okay. Did you like a knee-high boot?
I did I liked the idea of a knee-high boot,
Mhm.
but I also could never find boots that like fit comfortably. And I would get like rage about other people that had like really cute
Same.
boots, and I was like, "Ah, I have no boots."
There was a
Were
website where you could get like two shoes. Oh man, it was like 2 pairs of shoes and get a 3rd pair for free, but it was like an online
Oh,
only.
yeah, 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 yeah. What was that place
What was
called?
that place called? But it was
Uh,
like a monthly subscription too, and I had
yes,
no
yes, yes, yes,
idea.
yes. But you could do I think you can do that for kids shoes now. Uh
But I
was
had
it Just Fab?
yeah, just fab. So I had my favorite pair of knee-high brown fake leather, so the pleather
Or was
shoes
it
that
Shoe Dazzle?
oh,
Shoe
maybe it was
Dazzle.
Shoe Dazzle. Do you remember those commercials? But
Yeah.
the zipper was a thick boy. It was a thick boy. And I would, if I did not wear knee-high socks with them, I would catch my tights, or I would catch my skin. Oh, that hurts
Ooh.
so bad.
Oh
Oh.
no. Yeah, uh I loved Ugg boots. My younger sister went through that like Ugg boot thing. I
Mhm.
think by the time Ugg boots came along, I didn't have like a reason to wear them because I couldn't wear them to work. Um, so I lived primarily in ballet flats
Oh. Mhm.
or Toms.
The Toms were I loved the Toms.
Hmm.
I would paint on my Toms, my canvas Tom
But
shoes.
Toms also had that
Stink.
really bad, 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 bad smell.
But
So terrible.
they said in the directions these are meant to be worn without socks.
Without socks.
And I was
I
like,
mean,
perfect.
I hate socks in most in most things. I hate wearing socks. And
I
it
mostly
probably
hate when the socks slip. I
that's why I hate socks
I
is
hate
because
socks.
they never stay in place. Um, but I I wish that we should have talked more about shoes. Shoes were such a thing too in Y2K fashion because it was like you had Ugg boots, you had
Mm-hmm.
skater shoes. There was a period of time where what were they called? The Chelsea heels, where it was just like stilettos,
Oh my God.
a wedge, a
I
wedge
love the
booty.
wedge. Mm-hmm.
Like, what else do we have? We had Toms. There were Doc Martens a little bit. There was Converse,
Mm-hmm.
Vans. I mean, I guess it just depended on what like group that you or what you wore, like the style that you wore.
Mm-hmm.
I just like I wore so many ballet flats, like to the ground. Like there was a pair that I loved in high school, and my mom was like, I think that it's time to get rid of these. And I was like, no, mom, you don't know. These are my favorite shoes. And not only did I was like, I'm embarrassed because like your feet got stinky in a ballet flat.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like, I had worn them so much that they got holes like in the bottom of the shoe. And I was like,
Yeah.
girl, they have earned their $14 that you paid for them at TJ Maxx. Like it's okay, move on. But there was just so I mean, there were so many so many things that oh gosh. I think about fashion, the fashion of the times. It was such a wild time, and even to see like now
Mm-hmm.
that it's making a return or that it's coming back, I'm like, are we coming back with those? Coming back with those
Yeah.
rhinestones on your tank tops? Little layer in pieces.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's a crazy ride.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Anywho.
we are at the end of our episode. We've had a lot of fun talking about different fashions that we experience, different celebrities we idolize. If you have a story, if you have anything that you want to contribute to the conversation, and a chance to win an Amazon gift card, peakmillennialspod@gmail.com. Please follow us on Instagram at Peak Millennials Pod. We're doing this or that all the time. We're doing little polls all the time. So you're going to want to hang out and join us in for the fun. So, Natalie,
Yes, please.
where can we find you on this fine week?
This week, well, forever. You can always find me on Instagram at Natalie Christina. You can also find me on TikTok at Natalie Christina. And that's really, I mean, and you can find me here, and on our Spotify channel. And one day I will actually post on Substack instead of just creeping around other people. I have been trying to put together like recipes and like photos so that I can
I would
feel
love that.
official. But there's just not enough hours in the day, and that's okay. What about you? Where can people find you?
Okay, well, find me _queer auntie. I'm on all social media, Instagram, Facebook. I'm on X. I'm on Blue Sky. Follow me anywhere. Yeah, just Substack is Queer Auntie as well. I'll be posting some spicy content later on tonight.
Ooh,
And
so spicy.
I am going to stream this Friday. We're going to be doing some cozy streams playing The Sims, and hopefully you'll want to hang out with all of us. So
I love it.
episode 6, bam, there we go. But
wrap it up.
Stay safe, y'all.
Bye, y'all. See you next week.
Bye.